We are live, Pierre.
Good morning, everybody. It's not easy morning. It's not easy, but it's all right. Welcome back to the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your co-host, Cold French, directly from South Florida. And we have to go all the way on the West Coast to find Michael DeVillano.
Good morning, Pierre. I know it's a rough morning for Montreal Canadian fans and probably
Everybody is ready to welcome. We have a special guest today, Michael.
Oh, we do? Who's that?
Not that one. I just called him.
Is it Frank Mahoney?
That's our mascot, Flipper, back in the house this morning with us. And will be very interesting. A lot of subject. A lot of people already jumping. Adam Berger, Michael Frederick, directly from South Florida. We have 7 members from Winnipeg, for Sweden. Football guy, 321. I apologize. Welcome aboard. But the Monkey Boy, directly from South Florida here also. We have a few people all around the world. And of course, we have to go all the way to Nevada to find our Golden Knights fans. Number 1, Mr. Adam Berger in the house, everybody. That's the one from Tampa last night.
Hey, we have football guy 321. Thanks for joining us. And then Steph Bamberg, you mentioned. And then we have Michael F. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Michael Frederick coached with me a couple of years ago with his son Michael, who is going to play U16 AA this year, I believe. So congratulations for son midget. So good for his son Michael Jr. And we forgot, of course, the first one was here at the beginning. I'm sorry. On s'excuse, mon âme, directement Sherbrooke, de la belle province de Québec, Nicolas Bono.
Oh, where's Wildwood?
I came back from Wildwood. Wildwood in Miami.
Oh, is it? Okay.
No, well, we have a nice place in Miami. It's called Wildwood. It's all the paint. People paint. It's a little bit nice, beautiful place to go. A lot of tourists go there during summer and during summer all the time. But it's great to go there. So I'm not sure it's Wildwood, New Jersey, like Michael Frederick said. Whatever it is, maybe he's a New Jersey fans or maybe Ranger fans or maybe Islanders fan. But unfortunately, all 3 are eliminated. So, Michael, I have a lot of news around the NHL this morning. I think we need to hit right there. If you sign Ryan Nuggets this morning from Edmonton, how much do you offer him?
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins?
Yeah.
Ryan Nuggets. I mean, I think he's honestly a $6 to $6.5 million player.
He just signed a contract of 8 years at $5 million.
Oh, okay.
5.1. This is a steal from the Edmonton Oilers.
That's very, very long.
So, but at $5.1 million, that's helping the team to manage.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they can go get some players.
This is amazing to hear that. Crazy. It's not confirmed by Edmonton Oilers what he going to announce it. It was confirmed, honestly, by the one is really close. The team, everybody is announced it all around, but not confirmed. He has a press conference, but he's going to be a couple hours before they did it. But honestly, he signed a contract 5.125, 8 years for $41 million. Amazing to see that. I think that's still now. This is going to do a lot of talk around that part over there, and I think that would be very interesting to see people going to say about that. If Ryan signed at this contract, how much Philip Dano now?
3.
That's crazy, right? He's going to drop at the bar of the contract money lower because of that situation over there. If Dano's still in Montreal, wants to stay in Montreal, maybe he's 28, 29, maybe send him 6 year. I think you hit right now max $4 million.
But I think the reality is that's a very long contract. You're not giving Dano an 8-year contract.
That's no, if you go a 6 year, right? Maybe a $4 million,
maybe
4.5 will be the best way you can do.
I mean, that's why he got less per annual. It's still $41 million, so it's a lot of money. I mean, in 8 years, he'll be what? He's 28 now. So he'll be 30.
37. He's going to be 37 at the end.
Yeah. So there you go. He's going to be old, and he, it's not like he's played every single game of his career, right? Like he's had some injuries. So, I mean, last year he missed 17 games, right, Pierre? Like he's not.
But my point here is like any team would hire him at 6 million, 7 million.
Right. But for 8 years?
Maybe not, but a good 6 years. So he's getting more money at long term.
Yeah, he's getting 41 versus like say 36 but he
second things, Michael. I don't believe it. I read this morning. He would become, if he stay there until to the end of the 8 year, right? He will be the first Edmonton Oilers still with the same organization.
Unless they trade him.
No, my point is like if he stay there until to the end of contract, no one in Edmonton did that.
Yeah. No, they got rid of everybody.
All the stars been there and never do that.
Even Ryan Smith left.
I don't know. It's me. It's flashing. The screen's flashing.
Is it? It's not here.
All right. I don't know. It's like boom. But welcome back directly from Russia, Mr. Oleg Kolesnikov in the house. Directly from Moncton, New Brunswick, Mr. Brian and Minnie Le Boutillier from Boston, Massachusetts. The Boston Bruins with his buddy Brad Marchand's son, because we forgot him. He was a bit higher. Welcome back, John Gregor. So that would be the first one talking about Nuggets. The second one is Toronto Maple Leafs bring back Wayne Simon for 2 years contract this morning at 1.8 million, I believe, or something like that. Back in the house with them. Good signature, good way for them.
900 grand a year, Pierre.
What?
He got 900 grand a year.
Yeah, 1.8 million per 14 years
I'm
contract.
actually shocked at that.
That's a good one. I think that's perfect.
That's really good, but where did it go?
But that is not going to be the first one. It's not going to be the last one. It's going to be like this all year. The NHL, right, Michael, just show again this morning, they are still on the COVID mode for contract. So that was showed to me. They're not going to have a lot of big contract like expectation from many other maybe thinking, oh, he's going to get $8, $9, $10 million. It's not going to happen a lot, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, I like him. I think this is a great deal for the team. The reality is that Toronto's going to make money.
The only reason for that, it's good to sign him over there, right? Yeah. Is a security, but he didn't have a good year overall.
You don't think so?
No, he struggled. Playoff, he was not there at all. He got hurt. I think he never.
Oh, he got hurt. He always gets hurt.
When he got hurt, I think he never come back the way he was supposed to be.
Really?
I think he started a little bit better, but I think he didn't have an overall. I think he was over. He was maybe overshadowed by the performance of Spezza and Thornton over him, and he never been the Wayne Simon I thought he would be, honestly. But again, he's now a 4-line player, and that's where his role. And I don't think he was like my expectation was maybe higher for him this year.
I see monkeys. Welcome. We had Canadian boy Afro spitting. And then our friend Sam.
Sam le bricolage directement de la Chicoutimi with Myriam. Welcome aboard, Sam le bricolage.
Okay, where do you think Thornton will go, or will he retire?
I don't see him go nowhere.
Do you think he'll come back?
I'm not sure, but I don't see him go many other places. Yeah. At least his way play, you know what I mean? Like you can see he start to play first line. I think he's an asset sometime on power play. But again, he's maybe the end of the end for me, honestly. Yeah, if he's still there, just to stay there. But they get him like a little bit like a low roll at 700, 800. But that's maybe the only way. He came back in Toronto for the family. We talked that. I think he's back home. He wants to stay around, and I think that would be the way I see that. I don't see him like go somewhere else for 900, like in Nashville or something like that.
No, I think he's either Toronto retires, I would think. But
that's pretty much what I'm thinking. It would be interesting to see that. Yamo Virtanen, Finland, Manuel Marquez. Welcome back, both of you. This morning, we have a lot of people showing up. And I know they want to know more about the game yesterday, but honestly, I'm going to promote. I was going to make my, how you call it? Like
prediction?
A news like nobody knows. André Tournier will become the new head coach of the Phoenix Coyotes.
The junior coach?
André Tournier and assistant coach. I will not be surprised if Benoit Groulx follow him over there. Tournier, I think he was at OHL, I believe, right now.
Yeah, he
I always mess up between him and Groulx and Sarnia or someone who is Ottawa 67. Is it Benoit Groulx? I'm always mess up both of them. Honestly, one is at Ottawa at 67.
Yeah, so Tournier coached with Ottawa, right? The Ottawa 67.
There you go. That's him.
And then he also has been an assistant. He used to be an assistant coach with the Senators and the Avalanche.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That is so, not to say he doesn't deserve it, but they continue to be like a budget team. It's weird. I don't know.
And do you want to know my second news?
Sure.
Arizona is going to trade OEL to Edmonton.
Good. I think that's best for both of them.
I think it'll be good for him because some players need like a second win, right?
Get him out of there.
I think it'll be good for him to get out. Of course, they're going to confirm. It's just me and I mentioned that part where I believe it would be better for him to back with Dave Tippett, coach him before, know him very well. I think it'll be good for him. I think he fit very well. I think he will fit very good in the Edmonton style.
Oh my God!
I just want to feel like the money situation. They will have someone somehow grab some money there. Yeah. But if you can get him about $5 million and the rest of the money is by Arizona, something like that, I think that would be possible for him to go there.
Do we know, is the cap going to change?
So again,
is the cap, the NHL cap, going to change?
Not right now, for the next 2 years.
So they've locked it in, right?
Yeah. Directly from Israel, Michael, this morning. Alon, sure.
What's up, Joseph?
From Israel. That's awesome to see that. That's great. We have all come back. Canadian boy, welcome aboard.
The Canadian Giant.
That's great to see that. That's awesome. Shalom,
guys,
whatever
we're so close.
Shalom.
Jeez.
All right, so that's what happened. I know that people are here. They're looking more for the Montreal Canadiens situation, everything like that. First of all, this morning, the big news is Shea Weber got a $5,000 fine after he slashed the leg of Nikita Kucherov yesterday. A lot of discussion about the referee. A lot of people complain about the referee, everything like that. I see the cross-checking, Michael, and Kucherov played the game. I think he had no penalty over there. Yeah. Honestly, I see this 10 times this morning and never touched the face the way with Kucherov complaining about that. He sold it to the ref and he got a 2 minute for that. I have no reason to that. The ref missing about that one. He better, it was a normal cross-checking. You can see this all year long and all playoff. Yeah, no penalty on that one over there. That's make them bad. I think for men make bad, he just make the referee and NHL struggle a lot this year. It's all over the place. Again, last night was not pretty.
We're paying too much attention to this stuff, Pierre.
So again?
We pay too much attention to this. It's like people are so hyper worried.
Oh, no. I'm talking about Elia Freeman. I'm talking about Bieska. It's not me. It's the best expertise and NHL right now. I'm complaining about that.
Oh, I get it. But why do we care? Watch the game.
Why does that change the game, Michael? That's completely. We have paid the million of dollars to have the perfect. One Gary Bettman said we have the best referee in all sports. That make me a red flag about that because he's focusing more about the money than anything else. When you have a referee don't do anything about that, it's completely not right. It's not fair. It's not right for the people working hard. He sacrificed the
I don't think so.
I think that would change completely the philosophy. For me, it's like bad referee, the playoff overall, Chris Lee to everybody else.
This is going to be a nightmare.
Anything like that, and either both ways. It's not so one Montreal. I just this call is completely not right to call this. You have no reason to call this. If you call this, why you don't go with Sergachev on Dano? Why you don't go with Bert on Kucherov and everything like that?
We don't want the refs involved. So the players are happy to let him go, and they know that means there's going to be some abuse. And this is not new. And if we want the refs to call everything, the game's going to be a nightmare because there's a lot of infractions out there.
Like I just want them to ref exactly like they do during the year.
The worst referees in all of minor hockey are in Washington State. They call ticky-tacky everything. And the game is horrible. It's frustrating for the players. And that's not what we want the NHL to be. Now, we want to clean it up, but this time of the year, you don't want like 10 power plays. Imagine if there's 5 power plays. I mean, for Montreal would have been helpful maybe, but the other way, it goes the other way too. Like the other team's lethal. That could have been an 8-0 game or an 8-1 game. Like,
I just report what the people said on the social
media. I get it, but I'm saying they're wrong.
People, it's not about Mr. X or Mr. Y. I'm talking about the higher level hockey player. Talking about where they have to figure out something about what Gary Bettman they said. They are the best referee all over the sport.
Do you watch basketball? Basketball is horrible. Basketball.
I don't think so. They are. If you call them the best referee in sport, we are in the danger problem sport overall. If you consider this the best we have, I think you have something you have to figure out about that because it's terrible about that one over there. I feel pain. Like Edmonton and Winnipeg, Michael, they was the worst referee I ever see for the last 30 years. When you have Connor McDavid, your best player on the ice, cannot draw one penalty. That's
here. We watch other sports, and I watch basketball, I watch football, like soccer. And in soccer, there's tons of diving because they know they're going to call it. Tons. It's ridiculous, right? Basketball is insane. Like, basketball is horrible to watch. The players are constantly arguing with the referees because they're so frustrated. There's so many ridiculous calls and so many missed calls. It's like bad. Like when I say basketball, NBA. If you took NCAA refs, they're actually better in my opinion than NBA. But professional, like our refs for the most part have a feel for the game. And that's what's more important. Because if you're just sitting there worrying about all the little ticky-tacky stuff in the Stanley Cup Final, that could hurt both teams, and it hurts the flow.
My point here is like how we can make them better, how we can improve the game to be called the right way.
I get what you're saying, but if I can finish, like what I'm saying is we do have the best refs, and we can complain and focus on that, but the game's very good because of the way that they ref it. It's not going to be perfect unless you want robots. And how many more guys? We have 4 guys on the ice, and they talk about everything. They review video. And the other sports, look at football and basketball, constantly reviewing video. Constantly.
It's not showing the outcome yesterday. I'm on point is not coming yesterday. But I get it. At some point, they have to find a way to have better way to be more referee or
what
to
is
have
better?
A better way to ref this game better at some point. If not, it's going to become like everybody don't have anything and just go and let it go and don't call anything. Don't use any penalty tonight. I mean, the consistency, my point behind this, what Kevin Biesca said yesterday, the consistency we're looking for. They make a mistake like everybody else, that's no problem. But they want more the consistency, call like a slashing on Suzuki example. I just mentioned him, he could be Sergachev, and then you turn around and then you have a slashing like Weber and Kucherov behind the legs yesterday.
I don't know, you get all these examples. I think, again, we have to be smart enough as hockey people not to give in to over-focusing on these guys. We don't want to worry about them. We want consistency, yes. We want fairness. And players take liberties. But they've got to have a feel for the game. And if the guys, like, if they talk to the guys on the ice and the guys are like, let it go. Or maybe they're mad, but who cares? They just got to, like, what's the game plan? If they're consistent and it's not like 12-1 in penalties, I don't want 12 penalties to 10. because that might be what happened.
Yep. Welcome back, Jason, man, and also Joseph Ferreira. Welcome aboard.
It's really throaty. Anyways,
Harry Price back in the house this morning.
Is
Michael.
So,
yeah.
What's your point?
Well, he got like reverse and he hit the ice, and it was like
there was lots of stuff the other way. Ben Chiarot crushed people with his stick. Ben Chiarot cross-checked guys from behind multiple times and slashed. So you could just go down the list. Like, there's stuff on both sides. I'm not a fan of either team. I'm looking at the game and I'm saying you have to have a feel for the game. And if they're going to go to war, which they're in the final, then the refs will tell them usually ahead of time.
Well, the point on this part is like Chiarot got a 2 minute. Chiarot got a 2 minute for high stick in the face of Kucherov, and he had no stick over there. That was the point of Kevin Piasco.
I get it. I think if you look at any other sport, if that's the path we're going down, because this same scrutiny happened in basketball because there's corruption. Frankly, Major League Baseball is horrible to watch, and they've made it such a ticky-tacky sport that the umpires have no power. So it's like puppets, and that's why I say we don't want robots. Refs, we just want them to be consistent during the game so the players aren't frustrated and the coaches know what's going on. And I think we do have the best refs, and I don't think they're trying to influence the game for the most part.
Yeah, possible.
And football and soccer are way worse. Football's constantly looking at video. What happened? It's like a video game. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't want that. We have flow in the game at least.
Yep.
Anyways, let's talk about something more fun. The Rookie of the Year is going to be announced. Did you see this?
Well, it's all about trophies going to be tonight. The Hart and also the Calder.
Oh, and Hart.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Calder Trophy, I think, is obviously Kaprizov's. What do you think?
Yes, of course, he's going to be Kaprizov.
Will he re-sign in Minnesota?
But the rumor is going to be KHL with Sergei Fedorov over there, but we'll see how they can do that.
Oh, come on, Sergei. NHL, you mentioned this yesterday. They're going to host the All-Star Game in Las Vegas, which is great news. And the Winter Classic was also announced, or several Winter Classics.
Yeah, like you said yesterday, it's like another game word, but I think for the marketing point for NHL, I think it's great to get this part. They go over Florida Panthers, but I think at some point that would be the best way to do that.
All right, so Armia, did we see Armia skating in the warm-up yesterday?
Yeah.
So then is he going to play? Like,
He would be back game number 2. He flew back. He was the negative at 11 o'clock yesterday morning. He took a plane, a charter to go straight to the game, and then the game decision, they want to decide to go with Jake Evans about that. I think they miss him a lot yesterday.
Yeah, I think so.
I think if you evaluate the game yesterday, I checked the game, like partially the game this morning, and then they all agree. I watch a lot. I listen, Luke Richardson, everybody talk about the game, and I think the puck management in Montreal was really the problem yesterday. A lot of giveaway. You talk about the Gallagher gave the goal on Yanni Gourde. That's the one. And after that, you have a turnover by defenseman Edmondson on the Kucherov goal. Yeah. That's number 2 there. So the puck management in Montreal was really not great yesterday. And I think that's maybe, I don't say Armia will change the rest of the game, but I think that will help him on those stuff because he's really protect the puck, everything like that. It's a funny game, but being honest with you, people, they look the game like a 5-1. I look the game as a 2-1.
Really?
And I think they can. And I think game the third goal killed completely the rest of the game, where it's Chariot scored by himself in the net. It's like we thought all night it was Palat, and then they gave Palat never have a point on that goal. The goal back to Kucherov, so Chariot stopped the puck of Kucherov with his glove. Puck go on the air, and then Palat and Chariot hit the puck, and then Palat never touched the puck. Chariot on the back ends bring the puck over Carey Price, and the goal go back to Kucherov. So at that moment, I think that was almost like the end of the game at that moment. The rest of the night, Montreal play a great 10 minutes all night long, where they really dominate the second period. At the end of the second period, I think they play really, very well. They can play with them, they can skate with them, they can do a lot of stuff. They just have to be smarter with the puck, control the puck.
I think it's real tough to be smart with that team. I mean, game 2 is so critical for them now. They have to find a way not just to be close, but to win. And that's going to determine this whole thing. I mean, we saw at their best Tampa last night. They're cycling constantly. They kind of can get divey, but they're drawing penalties when they need to, and that kills you. I mean, they don't stop, and they have so many weapons. Like, we saw so many things last night, and they're not perfect, but it's just so much. It's like line after line is like so hard to handle. I mean, I think that Montreal's got to really figure something out. I don't think Montreal played bad. What
do you think they bring? I'll be honest with you. If you look about that, right? If you ask this question to everybody in the chat, they talk a lot right now. They talk about this, but if you ask them, what bring Montreal to the finals?
Well, it was goaltending.
All right. So Carey Price is the guy make the difference. What he did yesterday, he was like the Carey Price of playoff yesterday.
Well, I think that you're seeing what happens when you have a really high octane offense, though. I mean, how many times, even one-on-one in the zone, I don't think there's a team like Tampa. Like, you have Tampa that's coming in, and there's head fakes, there's body fakes, and they're making.
But again, do you believe he? Do you believe he did? Do you believe he have a great game yesterday?
Why?
What?
Like, they're not shooting straight at him. They're moving the puck like insane.
Okay, I would say my question. Do you think
he coming from other angles?
Do you think he gave goal yesterday?
I don't think he played bad. I think he got exposed. I think the reality is.
So you think yesterday he was his great game like he did all playoff?
Do you think that there was anything he could have done about it? That's what
my point. He gave Stamkos a bad goal on the one-timer shot. He gave Kucherov the bad goal on the wrist shot about 30 feet from the net.
Yeah.
That's number 2 there, right? So then you get about the one with the Gourde. I think he can grab that one. For me, he did not perform the same he did all playoff. That's my number 1. And number 2, what bring you the team over there? It's a Philippe Danault performance, all playoff to cover the best line. How many points the best line have yesterday?
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't think it's going to matter. They're not going to be able to perform against this team the way you're used to. I mean, we knew this coming in. If we analyze it, like, they're going to expose a lot of weaknesses in that lineup.
But again, like, you have to find what bring you. You have to find what we did not play the same level. What's fun between not play the same level all year long? So they find yesterday did not bring that one over there. The other team never gave goal on special team, and their power play struggle. Their PK struggled a little bit more yesterday. Yeah. So when you play like the team like that, whatever is the best team, you have to adjust. You have to be sure you do something like that. So the 3 teams you do well during the playoff did not do well yesterday. And I think that's something they have to be better on that one. Carey Price have to be.
Well, they have to figure it out, but I don't think it's as simple as he didn't play well. I think it's way more complicated. Like,
I don't see a team skate 50 minutes yesterday.
How?
I don't see a team skating a lot
than anyone they've played.
What?
They're faster than the Leafs. They're faster than Winnipeg.
Like, I see Suzuki and Caulfield, the best line on offensive, got -3 yesterday. So you have to find what they lost, what the reason they lost. If you said the way you said that's like, oh, we cannot do anything. It's another team is better, and that's it.
That's not what I said. That's what you're saying, which is they just didn't work hard. And I just don't see that.
But so my point is we have to reflect for what we did wrong, what we need to get better, what we need to change, and what we did not do yesterday, what usually we did. And the reason we get there, that's all the mention what I said to you is what we did, what they did not do yesterday. That's the reason I mentioned that to you.
I just don't think it's anything that they didn't do. I just think that they're outmatched in a lot of areas, and they're going to have so many adjustments to make. It's not that straightforward. Like, it's like on the offensive zone, on the entries, in the, everything, like in the defensive zone. This is another animal. Like this is we knew coming in, this is gonna be a big challenge. And the level of talent, the system is like very dynamic, and they have many options on the power play. They have many options on the break-in. They have many options on face-offs. Like, I don't know how you counter that. Like they have a very, very, not just talent, but even the way they deploy the talent is very, very different than anything. They don't have a static system. Like it's easy to counter a static system like Vegas because you know what they're going to do all the time. I don't know what Tampa's going to do, and I think they make it up as they go along within a confine of a system. So it's like you take one option away from them, they're going to the other one. That's why they're just so unique. So I don't think it's an effort thing. What's your strategy for countering what Tampa did?
So again?
What's your strategy for countering what Tampa does?
Man-to-man.
That's the only option.
That's the man-to-man you have to play because the F3, they bring the F3I over there, right?
Remember
I'm talking about PK. I'm talking about 5 versus 5.
Yeah.
Right? The only way they can do is to play to be sure. Yeah, and man-to-man. Then I will play a system where you have to be 3 at the red line. So my point is the F3 cannot be inside the blue line to keep the guy on the rush. Yeah. If you can stop the guy on the rush, that will eliminate the blue line where Tampa is really, really where they are the number 1 in NHL to entrance in the zone with their speed. Right. So if you have a guy F3, whatever it is, and try to get that pass over there from the left to the right, that we're helping Montreal to get there more. So when you do this, almost like you pinch on the board, whatever is the D, you can pinch the board, and then you have this F3 can cover you as a defenseman. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that's the right way, but when you look about the game yesterday, I think the only way they can do better is to have a better D coverage by man-to-man. But then I think
that's scary. Like think about that.
They struggled. The fact they was not moving enough their feet. I see. One time, Michael was Toffoli with Zuski and Munson and Petrie. 4 guys together exchange the puck, but nobody moved. Like that, no transition at all. So for me, it was that some stuff like that. It make Montreal pay more the price because we have a team with speed.
Right.
You have to skate with tempo. You have to skate with tempo.
Here's my
me. I was the most impressive. It was the most impressive for me. It was not Tampa cycling, not Tampa on the offensive side, not Tampa on the rush. I'll be on why? Because I see this. What I was impressed yesterday is the Maroon, the Coleman, the Goudreau, the Gourde, the Cernak, the McDonald, and I can all over Gallagher, Anderson, Likonen, and Dano. They are all over them to talk trash to them, to what Montreal did to other team, exactly what Tampa did to Montreal last night. So you know what? We not care about you. We're going to make the roller all over you. You can do anything. And that's what right now I see was more for me impressive out of this game from Tampa. It was this area of the game. Right. We did not see a lot compared to other because maybe the Islanders have a bigger guy like Martin, Clutterback, Zikas. You know what I mean? Like those guys can come back to Maroon. Those guys. Montreal don't have that kind of.
It was Anderson. Players. You want him scoring, not playing. Scrapping it out with Maroon. You know what I mean? So I think you're hitting it on the head, which is we talked about this yesterday. Which is here's the problem. What's the solution? And even then, then it comes down to talent. That's the problem with playing that style you described. But I think it's their only option. But then you're coming down to talent and individual mistakes versus a system. And that's why they pick you apart. Like Tampa's a pain in the ass. They just got so many weapons. And if all of them are firing, and if you're going to go one-on-one defensively and chase them around, someone's going to lose their check. And that's the guy that's going to score. And that's what we saw. Like they have so many options. They find each other. The puck's never on one guy's stick. They're not just skating fast. They're moving the puck. They're advancing the puck constantly. And that's what's so difficult. And I don't know how you deal with it. You say, listen, they didn't pressure them. It's really difficult to pressure a guy without the puck. And the guy that's in front of you has the puck for a second and goes to the next guy. And that's the problem with Tampa. And I don't know how you solve it. New York came close, and I think you hit it on the head. They're a little bit bigger, and that fourth line is a little more effective. So, Montreal's got to figure that out. And you're right. The goaltending has to be great. But I think the reason I thought Tampa was going to win yesterday is why they won.
Yeah, of course. Of course, right? And again, I know Carey Price did a bad game yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't blame him.
Something usually don't give everything like that, right? I called 2 bad goal he did all year long so far in the playoff. And one from the defenseman, Logan Stanley, I believe. And one again, Vegas. And that's pretty much what he did.
You have a long memory, Pierre.
I'm sorry?
You have a long memory.
Yeah, I remember those stuff like that. I don't know why. I wish I could use this to make money. Now I can recall, Michael, I'll be honest with you. I can recall a stupid softball game I played at 17 years old at the Parc in Trois-Rivières. We lost 3-2 in finals. I can tell you who did this. I don't know why I'm born with that kind of memories about that. I'm not great at anything else. Don't give me a hammer. I'm going to destroy, not to build. That's who I am. Don't give me a piano. I'm going to use this like a violin. I'm not good at music. I'm not good singing. I'm not going on builder. But memories about sport, I can recall this, everything. I think, Michael, we should jump back a little bit on the chat with people to talk about what he said and maybe a comment about that one over there. Yeah, I think the one I'm seeing right now, 1126, Chainsaw Man. You guys heard a remark at Montreal maybe go at 10,500.
Oh, as far as I don't see that comment. There's just so
1126.
I don't know.
So I did not hear about that. I know they talked about this last night. Molson with the city in Montreal to increase the people inside the building. I would not be surprised about that. Montreal leave on the Montreal Canadiens. So I don't see what. I would be 10,000 tomorrow. So that's what I expect. That's what I thought they would happen. So I think that would be good about that one. In Canada, the game of hockey is like religion. When the last 6 months, the hockey is some passion. Been shown. You're absolutely right, CK, about that one over there. Gaming with I am on. Thank you very much. Subscribe to my channel. Michael, I want to mention this because gaming is I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't want to insult you, gaming. But what I see the video, about 14 years old, everything like that. I was impressed with Michael to see those kids come here to the chat and talk with us, but they do the same thing. Like they play the game like PlayStation. They describe the game, everything like that. The beauty of what happening now, social media, everything like that, that's make them, I wish I can do what I'm doing right now. Like 40 years ago, I can describe a game and learning to those stuff like that. So for me, it's pretty amazing when you see those kids grow that way and make them have a great time on YouTube channel. So that's good to see that.
Oh yeah, I love that. I mean, we love any part of the game, and the esports part is really big. So that's
coming huge e-sport, my friend.
It's bigger than hockey. I mean, there's 113 million esports fans in the United States alone.
I predict, Michael, the next 10 years we're going to watch those games live on TV and not match the normal game because we're going to be impressed by those stuff like that. I think that would be something next. Go Mets, go! Welcome aboard. Hopefully, going to subscribe to the show. Go Mets, first time here. Rusty Spooner, big fan of the New York Islanders, back. I'm fully now. He feel better after the elimination Friday night.
Well, I mean, I think I see suggestions like they didn't pressure Tampa. You can't. Like Tampa's not gonna Vegas by design is moving the puck up the wall. We said this yesterday. This is what I expect, and what I saw in the game was what I expected. They attack the middle. They open up the wings. If you're going to defend the guy one-on-one, Kucherov, Point, you see head fakes, body fakes, changes his direction, and they're making a little space to go to move the puck, and the puck is never on a guy's stick. How do you pressure that? It's really tough. And what Pierre said is right, which is it comes down to individual matchups and one-on-one, and that's scary because they're going to be bigger and they're going to be faster than you.
And the only way I cut up to that is the puck management. The time you have the puck on you play, they don't have the puck. And that's the only thing. So be patient with the puck. Don't give the puck. Don't ping the puck. That's what I'm talking about. It's puck management. I
agree with that.
You guys go in the entrance zone, turn around, bring back, regroup, and reset. And go
but you
back.
Might do all that and still
come back again, regroup and reset. Now that's the real thing, right? The time pressure the puck, we don't have the puck. Kucherov is going to skate around you. Stick and green, Brayden Point, guys, is almost Patrick Kane.
He's so fast.
Stick and green, Michael, is
His
amazing.
stick
The cut back of this kid, it's listen.
I agree with you.
Is a 4-round overall pick?
I think he was second round or something.
It's amazing to see that. Like nobody see them before that. Like I look about this. That's crazy when you think about that. Well, because it was really strong team. Next game is used once you have to win. What?
It was third round. He's a third round pick, Pierre.
Yeah.
79th overall. He's such a good player. I mean.
Yep. But the monkey said that Anders Lee is back to ready for the team next year. Yep. I was said about that.
Yanni Gourde,
let's go. Welcome back again. I listed positive, of course. Merrill Romanov in. I would say to you, Carey Price, not yet, but I would not be surprised to see Romanov come back, maybe third game, fourth game at home. They would protect him a little bit more. I don't see why not, Michael. When you see Merrill consistent play 8, 7, 8, 5 minutes, I don't see why they cannot give more time to Romanov about that one. I don't say it's going to make a difference, but on the physicality on that, I think he's a little bit better to Merrill about that one over there. And for Merrill does on the end of the day, Romanov can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I don't know. Romanov might do a little better in this series. He's going to be Sergachev in a year or two. So maybe give him exposure now. But he's, that it's not like Tampa doesn't pressure you.
Yeah.
They can.
I think Odette. Welcome back in the house. I think Odette, always a pleasure. Thank you here.
I think what'll happen in game 2, Pierre, is the emotion of game 1 will calm down a little bit. Guys will settle in. Montreal will make some adjustments, and it should be a lot closer. I don't see every game being 5-1. The reason I said that Tampa would win 5-1 is that everyone I thought was going to be on, and they were. And normally the way that you have, you look at the Islanders, they kind of rope-a-dope them, right? And that's what Montreal needs to learn from, which is go watch that Islanders series and figure it out, because Islanders figured out at points in time how to slow the game down, stay on the right side of the puck, and repel these attacks. And if you're skating with them, you're going to lose. Like
I agree with you about the statement about the fact that the game would be a little bit closer. The game isn't going to be 5-1, I believe. I think Montreal step up a little bit more. Now they have to win, of course, but they will win. I'm not sure yet, right? But I think there will be closer game. I think that will be show them more. So they see what Tampa look like, and you're going to see that. But
that's it. Make adjustments.
I think that will show. After the second game, I always said this is going to be short series or a longer series. I think that will show us what both teams can look like about that one game. So it's going to be like a Vegas game, Montreal, and 6 more overtime and ending. I thought, possible, Siki.
I thought it'd be a 4-2 series. I think it still might be. I think they'll figure something out if, but the gap right now is really big in that game because everyone's on high. Like the emotions are on high. They know how to show up, and they're just so deep, and they've got a unique way to deploy those assets, right? Like they're not like dump it here, go get the puck, rim it this way, and this guy's going to retrieve it. They're not like that. They're more like the Chicago Bulls of the olden 90s, and the Chicago Bulls would play this triangle offense. That's the way Tampa plays.
And the second thing, I think, Michael, this is the end of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, I don't see them to come back after that. I think they're going to missing too many pieces of the puzzle. Whatsoever, Kucherov will be there, and Point will be there, and then Vasilevsky, but they're not going to have that kind of team like they have right now. So they have to find another time to win the Stanley Cup. I think that's this year. They won't press more. They've been there. You can see that like yesterday. They know what it takes. And that's make the big fans also. We said, it's not a big deal. It's a huge deal. That's what Toronto's difficult time. They can never learn yet what it takes to go through. And it's not easy. If you think it's easy, the difficult at the hockey is to win the first round. But after that is to win the last 4 games of the playoff to win the Stanley Cup. That's what is happening about that. So it'll be very interesting how Montreal could do that. Montreal's found the final way to adjust after each game of the series. That was happening, right? We see this again, Vegas. We see this again, Winnipeg, and we see them after Toronto. I think it was after 5. They get the final way. They win after 4. They win 5, 6, 7. But at the end of the day, Montreal is 11-3. They just never have a team like that. They would create some adjustment, but is it good enough to beat Tampa? That's what we're going to see the next game, right? It'll be interesting about that, what he's going to do, everything like that. I don't have no problem. Montreal cannot do some stuff like that. I think they have the personnel. I think they have plus. I think the game yesterday don't show. I think Montreal is more closer at what Tampa showed yesterday. I think you're not going to see a lot of 5-6-1 for the rest of the tournament.
No, that's what I'm saying too. Like I'm saying, let's not panic. They'll make adjustments. I don't know if it's enough to beat them, but I think it'll be a closer game. And if they panic and they try to like change everything up, that's where they're going to run into trouble.
And at the end of the day, Michael, I understand that, but think about this: when you go the game, right? It's still 2-1 after 40 minutes.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
not like it's 5-1 or 4-1. It's not like it was completely out. And the third goal is a lucky one on my book, right? It's happened to anybody. It's not Carey Price. It could happen like tips the puck. Cernak have a great goal to tips at the beginning, but the third one completely, I think, shut down Montreal after that. It was a tip. It was like a hit the stick by Chiarot on his own goal. So I think that would be, what I mean? I thought it was a hard one. But I think for me, what I get out is 2-1 after 40. Now, what we need to do to be sure we're not going to expose ourselves losing by 50 minutes, not play hockey. Puck management is really, really where you need to have a better. But we'll be interested to see number 2. We still have about 10, 15 minutes, guys, to talk about anything you want to bring on the table. That'd be great. About that, tomorrow we are back at 11 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to go preview. We have to start, Michael, talking about the draft at some point. Bring that part over there. I create some video about this, but I think it's time to talk about maybe go one by one, maybe go from 1 to 5 tomorrow and open up the door. I think that's the time to do it. And then of course, the NHL Shadow Expansion Draft is going to be on the TV this year. That's announced by Gary Bettman yesterday. That's another great. That showed to me the contract they got with. Listen, Michael, I don't want to be mean, and I respect what the NBC did with Montreal, with the NHL. But when you put the game on USA, and you not put this on NBC Sport Network because your contract is over, it was hard to see this last weekend. To be honest with you, last week about that one.
Yeah, I won't miss NBC too much. Like the announcers are awesome. The app is terrible, and I don't really have cable. I'm using the NBC Sports app and subscribing through YouTube. But the announcers are great. I'm sure that the new deal will be, hopefully it consolidates.
You can see ESPN step up more. You can see now they got the expansion draft, right? That's pretty amazing for me to see that, right? The only thing, Michael, I don't understand, like yesterday on the NBC Sport Network, I was watching the game with the people from Montreal. I'm still 30 seconds behind.
Right.
How can you be behind?
I'm behind you sometimes. Well, so we know there is a delay. So there's intentionally a delay by broadcast law that there's a delay. Because why
Montreal is 10, like Sportnet is in front of us 30 seconds?
I don't know. I think it's because they're rebroadcasting. That's probably part of it. But I think there's a law where, let's say the broadcast, I don't know. I can't say for sure. But I think it has something to do with that. It's frustrating because you're calling stuff and then I get to see it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the NBA, I think the NBC announcers are pretty good, but the Islanders, I don't know if they hate the Islanders, but maybe.
I think the only thing I would say to you, Rusty, about this, Michael, I miss Doc.
Doc
was the best of the best. I think Kenny Albert doing a good job, right? Yep. I think nobody can be like Doc did. Carry on that passion behind the mic and return that. So I think they missed one for sure. That one there. Many of them's going now with ESPN and Sport Turner. Vegas, we have no cap if they proceed Eagles. Depends on the trade. I don't see Eagles go there. I don't see how Vegas can trade like that. They have opened up some money somewhere, but to do that, they have to first trade Fleury. The rumor is going to be back in Pittsburgh if they keep the money from, like I mentioned yesterday. There was more mentioned this morning on the NHL rumor, but that will be interesting to see that.
Yeah. Bobrovsky and Vasi. That's interesting.
Yeah. They sweep the name. Yeah, that'd be something you have to look about that for sure. The expansion draft did not ever start. We don't know how good the Kraken are yet. Yeah, exactly. I think there's something will be interesting. I don't think so. They would be great like Vegas was. Everybody learned from that from both parties. I think that all the GM learned they give too much during the expansion draft. So it'll be interesting to do that for sure. Thanks, guys, for ESPN next year. Yeah, that would be good
I
to see
agree.
ESPN a part of that. I'm sorry again.
I agree with Adam.
Yeah. I think it's great to see that's what 2003. I think the last time.
Is that it's that far out?
I think so. I think it was the beginning of 2000 for sure. The last time we see that part of them.
Well, I think everyone should take heart. They'll make adjustments, and I think that they're all ex-Rangers. There you go. Butch Goring would be great.
Yeah,
Pierre with the helmet and Butch Goring as the.
be back and behind the net, behind the bench. Anybody want to mention anything before we get? We have about a couple more minutes to get about it. Yeah, finally ESPN. I agree with you, Chen Samen, about that. I think that's important to have ESPN, and then they're going to have that kind of stream, Michael, with Hulu together to follow the game also. But usually I got NHL TV, and that's what I'm going about. Better puck management next game, Adam. That's exactly what I mentioned earlier. That's what they have to get better. That's what they control more. I think they would bring back Armia, the lineup, Evans out. I don't see any other change for right now. But that'll be something. I don't know what Kulak could do inside that, but it's something we don't talk about this. No stream tonight, no hockey, so in that stream, honestly, we're going to keep this very low this week on the live stream. At least something happening, but we have a couple of videos coming around today for the contract about the two players, Simon and Rand. I cannot believe he signed a $5.1 million. So
it's a long contract, though.
Yeah, of course, it's a long contract. He's just helping Edmonton right now to pick another two great players. Join, I think they're missing another top six, I believe. I think Yamamoto, Michael, on the third line that we're helping him produce more.
I don't know. I think he's going to be a second line guy to me. I can't see him being productive on the third line.
But my point is, like, if you can put him on the third line, right? Yeah. And have another good players top six, I think he would produce more because you give him more free. Again, not the best player is going to be. It makes sense. Like I think he'll
be able to play against the best players. Honestly, Pierre, he's going to be a phenomenal player. He's young. He's not big, but you could see he'll figure it out. He's a very talented player. I feel pretty confident that if you like Caulfield, then he's a much lower case Caulfield.
Exactly. Yes, Bad the Monkey will go to do an expansion draft. Also, another live stream about the draft. Honestly, the prospect, everything on that. So we're going to do that. Quick the team, everything on that. David Starr passing out a break and lost his newborn. Happening yesterday. Now he put a picture everything like that this morning, so it was nice to see him over there. What you thought? Bring in more Canada team instead of USA team?
Not gonna happen.
I don't see where. That's the problem. I don't see when Canada can resist at that part over there to that.
Only Quebec. I mean, Canada's not exactly. It's not a big TV market like for the whole package, and that's what they care about. They're trying to unlock tiers in the TV package. So the more big markets in the U.S., that's more important.
The key, Michael, is like any other sport, right? Is the TV ranking, the TV contract make everything possible.
That's it.
Survive. The reason they survive during COVID-19, Michael, is that the two contracts they have with Sportnet and this part over there. Absolutely. So Quebec City, to survive, we had to bring a contract. The good thing about Quebec City, because Batman don't understand, the owner of the building, the owner of everything is the TVA Sports. So for the points, like Montreal don't have a TV sport, right? They have ADS, they have a contract. So TV Sport owns everything. I think that would be good for to get that one over there. But again, it's really, really politically not easy to do that. I don't see this happen in the next 5-10 years, unfortunately. Seattle get it quicker because of that, what Michael said about the TV contract happening in the USA all around the state. The goal of of the Garys to bring everything in every state possible to bring the game over there. Coach, do you know if Duchamp will come back soon? Yes, sir, Carey. You don't talk with your coach, Carey. Just kidding. It's game number 3. Dominic Chan will be part. So one more game to go without him, and then he'll be back. I think Luke Richardson doing an amazing, great job behind that part over there. So I think that'd be good. I want to see how fast the shot are like a baseball pitch. I don't know what they're going to get rid of the rattle pack. They draw something, Slabber go 115. The problem is this part, Rusty, is getting like busy inside the TV. If you follow the park, you have the Fox Sport did that for years, everything like that. I think because it's an action like the baseball between pitch, you have the time to show graphics or do mile. That's easy to do that. But in hockey, I think what I would suggest, Michael, maybe you'll be agree with me, like baseball, they have a scoreboard on the top. It was said after the pitch, 92 miles per hour, right? I think they have something they can put on the inside the building where they said something where it's a shot mile per hour. They can put say Weber 93 or Sergachev 84 or something like that. That would be great on the TV. I don't think so will happen. It's too hard on the follow game when the puck is moving, the player is moving, then you put something like that. But I think inside the building, I think that would be a good start. The people love it. And the other city, they was talking at some point, Kansas City and Houston. I think that would be the first two come in my mind. I don't know, Michael, any other place?
Obviously, I don't think it's Quebec. Sorry, I have to probably jet. Is there anything that we wanted to wrap up with?
No, that's all good for me. If you have to go, that's fine.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Thank you so much to join us again. Thank you, everybody, to join the Hockey Nation Live shows on Tuesday. I wish you an amazing, great day. Thanks, Michael, to join. And also, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. What's the only thing we have to do is tomorrow is a preview game of this. We'll talk about the first pick, Michael. I think it will be interesting starting to talk about this, share your contents about the 5th pick from Buffalo, New Jersey, Anaheim, and Detroit. Detroit is 6. I believe I'm missing one team. I don't remember who it was there. I don't want the puck glowing. That's the way you like a shot in the corner chair code. Yeah, no problem, buddy. Thank you, Rusty, to stop by. Michael, it was a pleasure to have you aboard. Thanks, everybody. I look forward to see you next time. Have a great one, everybody. Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Joseph. You can go, Michael. Yes, he came. Quebec. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy your rest of your day. And don't forget, have greatness inside of you.